Friday live stream. As we shared a couple of shows ago, we've been playing around with trying to find the perfect time for us to do these shows. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the best time slots for everybody are. I mean, one of the hard things is given that we have people kind of all across North America, all across Europe, it's a little tricky to find out when exactly we should go live. But anyway, we're working on it, trying to figure it out. But let's go back to the beginning here and say hi to everyone who's been here so far. What's happening, Soul Price? Good to see you, baby. What's happening, LJB? Good to see you, my friend. What's happening, Riot Powder? Good to see you. What's happening, Edward Evans? All right. Dankness Genetics, what's up in the hood? Greens at 373 Greens at 373 Steel says they are late, but welcome to the show, my friends. Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful 420 the other day. I hope everybody got stoned and had fun and enjoyed themselves in this weird COVID world 420. And woohoo, where is Jesus? I don't know, man. I don't know, Einstein. What's up, little Stewie? How's it going, buddy? So anyway, long story short, though, I hope everyone had a wonderful 420. I had a good 420, my friends, and it's good. You was toasting on that hash. Yes, I was. It was definitely some potent hashish, man, I tell you. What's happening, Gerald Green Thumb? Good to see you, baby. All right. What's up, 60s Bud? What's crackin'-lackin'? How you doing? We're getting really close, everybody. What's up, Corey Cisco? It is now today. What's the date today here? April 23rd. So basically, we take possession of the new lab in just over a week, everybody. Just over a week. And we will be coming to you live, hot, hard, with the new fucking lab and all the new videos and the new updates and etc., etc., etc. I'm really starting to get excited for this one. So we've decided for the lighting systems we're going to be featuring in terms of the flowering room at the new laboratory on the mobile tracks there. We're going to throw a couple of double squatch racks up. So there'll be one over each table. So basically the setup that we're thinking about going with is there's going to be 3 4x8 tables. Now, given the short ceilings in there, we're going to have to build them fairly short. So they're going to be kind of short tables, but it'll be good enough. And just to raise them up a bit off the floor, make working a little bit easier, lollipopping a little bit easier, and yeah, all the general maintenance. One of the interesting things will also be to see, though, is we're so used to being able to grow them super, super, super tall. So we're going to have to be a little creative at the new laboratory in order to do that. But it's going to be part of the fun, my friends. And then we're going to be, so there'll be 3 double squatch racks with the new X2 with the deep red there. So it's going to be fun. The new strips that we've got in there. And they're going to slowly but surely move across the tables. And we're going to show you how you can kind of basically reduce your energy consumption by half. Make 3 lights do the work of 6. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be cranking out some serious weight with those, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Unknown? How you doing? What's happening, Eugene Dolan? Good to see you. Lil Stewie? Good. 420s a day where you should get baked. Even I got baked in the show. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a huge fan of getting super, super fried in my shows because then I feel like I'm just like cathartic. And it makes it a little bit harder for my brain to fucking answer questions. What's up, Juice52389? Thank you for stopping by to say hello. Busy day today, so I'll talk to you later as well, my friend. It's been busy here at Potsquatch Growers as well. What's up, country at Heart Finley? How's it going? Yeah, so basically how it works, Corey Cisco, is basically the general concept, and big shout out to our friend Country at Heart Finley who's in the show right now. He was actually the first one to do that. So basically, when we slowly have lights moving, okay, we can actually get them to have the same coverage and get the same kind of production as what we would do with 2 lights. So it's going to be fun. Hell yeah, Country at Heart Finley. Did you go with the, so it all worked out there for the sale? Oh, that's what I should also take a moment to let everybody know. We are having a sale on our lights, 10% off everything, no limitations, basically for the rest of the month. So we started that on a couple days before 420, and we got that going now, okay? So check it out. Ganjanana, do you have the link to the lights easily accessible right now? Because if you do, that'd be great. But anyway, if you could share it, just because I don't have a way to share it right now on the show. But you use the code 10April, all capitals, one word. So that'd be 10April, and that'll give you 10% off on that. And that's going on for the rest of the month. Thank you, Ganjanana, your mama, perfect. There we go, everybody. There's the link there, so go check that out. Everything's on sale, 10% off, baby. And it's fun. So I've been doing a little bit of planning, everybody. One of the things I've been really excited about doing is, because as I've shared at the new lab, we're going to be kind of getting back into doing sort of how-to videos. And what's up, James Leach? It's been a while, man. How you been? Good to see you, buddy. We're going to be doing a lot of how-to videos, but one of the things I really wanted to do was build something, right? Like, let's build something fun once we get the kind of lab up and going and getting it. What's up, Wonky Donkey? How's it going? So at first I was going to build us a space bucket, right? But 5 gallons is a bit small. And really, at the end of the day, as much of a fun novelty as a space bucket is, we need a little bit more room, just a little bit more room. What's up, Roman Reckless? To kind of do a more proactive grow. So what we're actually going to be doing is building what I'm calling a space tin. So we're actually going to be taking a 55-gallon oil drum, and we're going to be creating that into a fancy dancy little space tin. What's up, Kermit Gardens? Ribbit, ribbit. And it's going to be great. So basically, in terms of our lighting, I'm kind of playing around with what will I do. So basically, what I'm going to do is take the basic parts that would go into one of our little Squatch lights, and I'm going to use that for the interior lighting of this space tent. I've yet to decide whether I'm going to do an X4 board style, or maybe I'll go with like 3 of our strips. I'm not sure yet. Maybe like 3 X2s with the R, with the let's try that again. The new X2Rs that we have with the deep reds. And so, now mind you, we could do that in a couple of ways. We could do it on the sides and then have one on the top. We could wire it where it's all just on the top, but then we could have it on something that'll drop up and down. Or we could just do the same thing with just having the X4 board built into it. And then we're going to obviously have doors that'll open and close on it. And we'll build in air intakes, air filtration. We're going to build it. Like, we're going to kind of pimp this thing. Part of why I'm going with that 55-gallon drum to build the space tin is because at the end of the day, it's going to be able to give us enough room to kind of build all the little pieces into it as what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you said. Who says what? Crazy Train's like, I want to see it lift off. Corey Cisco says, your lights look crazy. UK, they push them plants to the max. Are you talking to me, Corey Cisco? Yeah, no, they work, man. Our lights, we stand by our technologies. They work very well. And at the end of the day, that's going to be kind of one of the fun things for this space tin. And so I'm basically going to be taking all the pieces that I would normally integrate into one of our little Squatches, which is our tiniest light. Little Squatches are great for, kind of the new grower, someone going in a closet, or somebody who wants to keep some mothered plants or some babies going or doing something like that. So I'm going to take the basic rough pieces that would go into a little Squatch. I'm going to build that into this space tin. And then, see what kind of weight we can crank out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying right now to kind of like look into a few little fun parts because I'd love to have like the doors on servos. So you click a button and it's like... I've been, playing with some designs and I'm getting excited. I mean, I like cutting shit apart. I like buying parts and putting things together. Early on in my career, I used to build a lot of grow units out of random shit, whether it was a filing cabinet or a refrigerator or a wardrobe or just random shit. Probably one of the coolest ones that I ever really did, even though it wasn't, let's be honest, it wasn't overly functional. It didn't really produce much of anything, was we built one into like this big computer tower, and that was fun. I saw that in a magazine, so I wanted to give my hand a try at it. But this time, we want to kind of do a self-contained grow unit that's going to work. It's going to crank. It's going to be awesome. But at the same time, we want to have enough room in this thing so we can actually put all the systems in that we need to do and really kind of, because at the end of the day, let's make a small self-contained grow unit that actually can pump out, well, here's hoping at least about a quarter pound. Like, that's what we're going to shoot for. 2 to 4 ounces with this space tin is what we're going to shoot for in this thing. We'll see if it's possible. I think we can at least get close. We can get close. We'll see. But that's going to be Google deleting your links. I don't think so. It shouldn't be Ganja out of your mama. You are a moderator, so you are entitled to share links here. Maybe try it again. What's up, Billy Bong Thornton? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, Gases? How you doing, baby? Ganja, it is. They're deleting your links. Message deleted by Google moderator team. How? What the fuck? 1 second, everybody. What the hell? Okay, can I have one of my other moderators? Gazzers, do you have any of the links handy? Let's see if we can get that going. Why are they deleting the links? That's very strange. We're going to have to follow up with that because at the end of the day, one, they have no right to be deleting my company's links. So... But the thing is, though, mass whole grower, it isn't copyrighted. It's the light link. What link are you trying to share that it keeps deleting, Gajanana, if you don't mind me asking? Okay. So what if I share the links then? Are the links allowed if I share them? So Soul Price, the soulstrip.com link is working. Let's see. Soul Price, thank you for sharing that. Let's see if they delete it. So it is happening YouTube wide. Wow, everybody. Wow. It's hard to, it's like YouTube just doesn't stop fucking with grow channels, do they? I mean, YouTube, you allow us into the partnership program, you allow us to do content. Yeah, and boom, there it goes. They just deleted your link as well. Well, anyway, we're going to have to look into this one. Maybe send an angry email to YouTube, aka Google. Yeah, so it just keeps deleting the links, which is not good. It's like, well, at the end of the day, I think we're going to be able to get around that because at the new laboratory, we're going to be using Streamlabs. So it's a third-party program. It doesn't directly interface my show into YouTube. So hopefully Streamlabs will function as a workaround for us because Streamlabs, for example, we're going to have the tip function available on that as well. So basically, that's so weird, right, everybody? It just keeps deleting it. But so what we're going to be doing is with the Streamlabs program, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get around this little thing that they're doing because actually the show will be mounting via a Streamlabs, right? So it'll go into YouTube, it'll go into Instagram, it'll go into Facebook. So at the end of the day, we should hopefully be fine. It's even deleting its own website. Well, let's hope for a moment, okay, that Google is just having a conniption fit at the moment, and maybe they're not meaning this to happen, and we'll see what happens. What's happening, Count Dankula? Good to see you, my friend. I'm doing all right, man. I'm getting excited for the new lab, and we're gonna be good. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to fix these wonderful deletions by using Streamlabs. So going forward to the new world, it's going to be fun. We're going to be using Streamlabs, and well, the first couple of shows might be a little rough, everybody, because I'm going to be still learning how to, use it. But we're going to be using high-end microphone. Going to get myself a little SM7B. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but it's worth it, right? It's a good microphone. And so, what's up, Karen and Greenwood? Good to see you. Howdy to you. And then, so long story short, we're going to have a great microphone. We're going to have great cameras, and it's going to be good. Visible Farms, yeah, no, I see that. Hopefully, one, it's just a temporary thing that they've got to fix, because I have also been noticing that the new algorithms on certain things associated with Google and stuff are just doing really, really weird things right now. Yeah, well, sadly, at the end of the day, we don't sell our lights on Amazon. We build them direct to order, and we do direct sales currently. So that's just kind of what we do. So anyone, we're going to keep sharing the links. You've got a very quick moment before they get deleted to click it. So I'm assuming every time you share the link, it seems it's got about 10 to 30 seconds before it's deleted. So you know what? We'll just spam the links, and then people click them real fast, and then Google can go fucking rotate. See, there we go. See, right now, if you click that, it'll probably work, and it's going to delete it in about 30 or 40 seconds. But hey, what's up, SOS the Ant? How you doing, by the way? It's one of those things. But, see, boom. So it was about 30 to 40 seconds, it seems, everybody, that we get. We'll get there. I'm not worried about it. Oh no, I'm Jason Houlihan. I'm ordering a brand new 55-gallon oil drum. From my research on the internet, I can order a brand new triple thick steel oil drum for about $85 to $90. So we're just gonna buy a brand new one. One, because it's brand new and shiny, and two, at the end of the day, might as well spend a few bucks and make the thing right? So. But that's going to be a fun video that we're going to start working on once we get the actual lab itself set up and get that hanging out and going. A lot of the other experiments, there's a couple of really cool little closets. So we're going to do some fun little closet grows at the new lab for everybody. Do some tent grows, do some breeding, make them new genetics and make them how-to videos on that. Pretty much, and again, there's a new email. So Potsquatch Do, with 2 O's at the end. So that's POTSQUATCHDOO at gmail.com. Okay. Um, that's where you can send in the email for content requests. So if there's a specific how-to video you'd like to see, or if there's a specific technique you'd like to see us experiment with on the channel, all you got to do is send in an email and it'll go onto the list of requested content and we'll slowly start working our way through that. Ganjanani, your mama, probably because at the end of the day, when it comes to Facebook, it's the big powerful ones, right? So there's Facebook, there's Google, Amazon, they're all friends, right? Or at least I'm assuming. That would be my guess on that one. No, Masshole Grower, this is a new thing. These are all links that have totally worked for a really long time. This is the first time in the first show we've ever seen it doing this. I have heard rumors about the algorithms and the Autobots, as it were, Autobots, of YouTube doing things. But from what a lot of people are saying, this is happening on everyone's channel. This isn't like just us. And so there's nothing wrong with our bloody websites because they're all good. But you know what? Fuck it. Doesn't matter. Good night, Masshole Grower. Sweet dreams, my friend. One second here, everybody. I like that joke, Kermit Gardens. You say question mark. Question mark to what? SOS the ant, my friend. He might be referencing someone else goes by Count Dankula, unless you are the said person he is referencing. At the end of the day, well, that's one thing we can talk about in terms of the marijuana industry, right? We all go by our little, nicknames or our little, taglines. I'm the Potsquatch, have been for years. I've actually trademarked that and own all the trademarks via my company for that. So obviously, the human race, we can only get so creative, and sometimes we'll come up with a name that someone else has claimed. Typically, in my humble 2 cents in our industry, if someone else has been going by a name and they thought of it first, you shouldn't use them. You should respect that and move on. Especially if you're going into business, going into a media brand, or doing anything like that. And that's just sort of mutual respect to people, right? And that's kind of my 2 cents on it. There's actually been a couple of times where people, I'm genetically Scottish. I'm Canadian, Dankness genetics, but in terms of my genetic background, yes, I'm a very large part Scottish. I'm my sister just did that ethnicity thing. I've sent mine off to see what they say because it can be a little different, brother and sisters, right? But hers, according to hers, it was Scottish, Irish, Northern England kind of thing. Um, and then I'm also a Viking, I found out. So I'm Swedish and Norwegian, which was a weird one. I never thought that I was of Viking descent, but turns out I might be. According to my sister's ethnicity test, she is. But yeah. I don't know what a nukehead is, SOS the end. No, right, Count Dankula? And I mean, and at the end of the day, it's just kind of one of those things that we can show each other mutual respect. And I mean, at the end of the day, there's so much, fighting and infighting, it seems, in our little community of both on YouTube and in general, right? And it's just like, it's grass, man. Like, nobody needs to fight. We can all get along. Like, just don't be a dick to each other with respect. We'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do believe, little Stewie, that it is winter for Gazzers over in New Zealand now. Ba-bum. One second here, I'm reading. Oh, I understand. I follow now, dang, this genetics. Yeah, I found out, Einstein, I'm part Swedish, it turns out. Weird, eh? I do not know nukeheads, SOS the ant. No, I do not. One second here. I'm just trying to play catch up. Yeah. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, my mom's always got a lot of Newfoundland in her, right? So, but, the funny thing is like, Newfies aren't really Newfies. Like, there's not like a genetic code that makes a Newfie. It's more so like a predominance of Newfoundland would be, Ireland and Scotland pretty much, and other Celtic peoples. I mean, there's obviously some French influence going in through there as well, but no, Crazy Grower Todd, I have not tried Dr. Squatch soap. We're actually releasing our own soaps. It's going to be called Potsquatch soap. So, and all of our, and that's going to go into our CBD line actually. So it'll be interesting. But at the end of the day, no, I have not tried Dr. Squatch soap. But it's funny though. I do believe they've played their ads on my shows before, which is interesting. So, one second here, everybody. One second here. I'm just playing catch up. Well, and at the end of the day, Reverend Veritas, then you're going to love our new beard oil. So our new beard oil is coming in initially in 2 cents. We actually sent off all the vector files for all new products, and they are now being bottled and produced at the factory right now. So we are releasing a beard oil. We're releasing gel tabs. We're releasing gummies. Okay. And so in the beard oil, though, we've got 2 cents coming out for you. So the first scent is cedar wood and whiskey. Classic. Everybody likes that kind of smell. But then we've come up with another one. It's my favorite, actually. And it's called, I've named it affectionately, Squatch Stank. And it's a wonderful, musky, mountain-esque aroma. And the ladies seem to very much like it from my trial and testing with basically all my female friends come over. I'm like, hey, smell this. What do you think? But at the end of the day, we're going to have those coming out for you. And we sent off a bunch of all the vector files, and they're ready to go. So a big shout out to Stefan Robinson for helping me get all that ready together, and we will be good. So the gel tabs will be, yes, so they're gel tabs, MCT oil gel tabs, and a little gel, like it's like a pill you pop, as it were. Kind of like, I guess, kind of like fish oil pills or something like that, right? There's no sugar in the gel tabs. The gummies we are releasing, they are in fact having sugar. Einstein, a lot of Swedish people went to the USA in 1900. Yeah, my family, I don't think the Swedish part of my family goes back that far in terms of North America, but it could though, because that was a surprise for me. The Swedish part of me and the Norwegian part of me, I was like, man, we didn't know that. Like, it totally contradicted the family story, which is where this ethnicity stuff is kind of fun. Where, like, for me, like, I was supposed to be a quarter German and a quarter Welsh. I'm not. I'm like maybe 2% German. I'm like, what? Like, and then it was like, then I found out that I'm part Viking, and I was like really shocked by that. And a lot of my buddies are like, have you looked in a mirror? You're shocked at this. Like, dankness genetics, they are not 100% though, are they? Well, how they work in terms of my understanding of the ethnicity test is it's more actually testing for activated genetics. So that's where, you can have a different percentage breakdown than your sibling. Are you talking about the ethnicity test? It's certainly not a gimmick. It costs a lot of money. Well, not a lot, but it's a certain amount. Unless you're talking about something else. Oh, Carolyn Greenwood says, whoa, it's going fast. First time growing Pineapple Express. One popped up so far. Don't know if they're 4 or 6 weeks of veg. Carolyn Greenwood, at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal if you don't remember exactly how long you've been in veg. Keeping track of the week veg window of your plants isn't necessarily as important as it is when it comes to flower, okay? So the week count is less important in terms of veg because at the end of the day, when we're going indoors, our veg window, yes, it's nice to kind of keep track of the time a little bit, but it's also a big part really is just sort of growing out to fill the space, being mindful of that when we do flip to a 12-12, there's going to be anywhere from 100 to 300% plus stretching. Okay, so making sure we have the available space to accommodate that is a good thing. 1 second here, I'm just reading you now. Well, my beard is pretty orange, especially if you see it in the sun. It's crazy. Oh yeah, so dankness genetics. I haven't gotten my report back yet, so I haven't actually played in the back end of it. But my sister said that hers actually had a shitload of regional stuff. Like there's tons of information that comes in. I know Stephen Robinson. My family did live in Wales for hundreds of years, but it turns out according to my sister's ethnicity test, there's no genetics in us that are Welsh. Even though my family still lives in Wales, they identify as Welsh, so they are nationally Welsh, but genetically, I guess they're not. There you go. But yeah, no, like the Cowmans, they live in Wales. I've still got tons of relatives all over Wales, but according to this test, there's no Welsh genetics in us. I don't know. Yeah, Einstein, my cat's a big orange ginger tabby. I have only ever bought orange cats. Well, orange and white cats. Because he's, got a white tummy. So. Yeah, so sold price, it doesn't seem to do it to the Discord link, and it doesn't seem to do it to the Facebook link, funnily enough. But any of our retail links, it seems to do it too. Hey, no worries, Carolyn Greenwood. Happy to help my friend. What's up, Budson Hazard? How you doing, my friend? Dankness Genetics says, think I could blag. I don't know what blag means, but growing veg/flowers on shelves in a greenhouse and weed in the middle without anyone noticing. Quite possibly. It's all about creativity there, my friend, but it's quite possible. Oh, they certainly are sold price. They certainly are doing that at bare minimum. But it seems to be an ongoing thing. So Eugene, it's not. I wouldn't say they're cheap. I wouldn't say they're stupid expensive, but they're expensive enough. I think the one I bought was $129, but that included shipping, and that also included like the shipping over there to funnily enough, they go to Ireland. That's where they're testing everything. The lab that tests all these genetics is over in Ireland, it seems. So weird. But there we go. One second here. What's up, LST UK Big Bud? Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. So, anyway. Yeah, but see, Ganjanana, your mama, at the end of the day, if you mean they got it wrong because what they said is different than what your family says, they're right. Because they're testing your genetics. Unless they fucked up and admitted it. So if they fucked up and admitted it, then yeah, sure, they were wrong. But at the end of the day, yeah, so Ganjanana, your mama, if your test just came back saying something different than what your family thought, totally a thing. That's very common for a lot of people. So funny. Hey, it's hair, Stony Baker MD. For the Ancestry.ca ethnicity test that I did, I just had to spit in the thing, and then you screw a cap on it with a genetic stabilizer that leaks into it. You shake it up, then you sand it in. Do. You're supposed to wait for 30 minutes, Stony Baker MD. Well, there you go, Stewie. You're related to Roy Orbison. Carolyn Greenwood, how much what? Yeah, no, it was funny. I had to like spit in this thing. And it's funny because they're like, don't spit too much. You've only got to spit up to about the line or just past it, right? And then it's actually a lot harder to get enough spit into this thing to get past that line. Interesting. I mean, you definitely have some darker skin, Ganjanana, your mama, for show. So I could see you having some like Greek or Turkish in you. But yeah, so anyway, let's get back to weed. That's enough about Ancestry.ca. When my test comes in, I'll share with all of you what my percentage breakdown was. The babies are roughly a week. since we've planted it now. So I'm gonna shoot a video probably either tonight or tomorrow, and it'll be roughly a week of veg since we planted those sprouts. So we're gonna let that out. You know what I'm saying? Um, and we will show you a little update for the 1 week of sprouting. I guess you could say, but they're doing really well. A couple of them were planted a couple of days after, just because they weren't quite ready, so they're not quite as big yet. But they're playing catch up though. But all of the blueberry indicas, all of the pink cushes, and then some of the other ones are really starting to explode. Like those initial singular serrateds are just getting huge. They're preparing to have their first trifoliates come in now. So we're seeing some really, really great development for the 1 week. We've got a little over a week left, so let's keep praying that they keep on developing, because the tougher they are, the easier it'll be to transport them to the new laboratory. No, that's true. I mean, whatever, man. I'm not personally worried about my DNA being on record anywhere. My fingerprints are already on record in places. I've done, not a big deal. Now, if they try to come and capture me because they find out I'm a genetic superhuman, and they try to, you know, lock me away in a laboratory, I might not be upset about that, but little Stewie, I can fit a lot of plants. I can fit more plants than my license can accommodate. So I've got over 900 square feet at the new lab. So basically, Stewie, I'm going to be doing a perpetual flower room run at all times. So we're always going to have those going. So in that room, I'm basically going to put 3 4x8 tables. And that's going to fill the room pretty decently, to be fair. But that'll be a fun thing. So one of the first things we're going to do when we move in is that new lab, the new flowering room. I'm going to paint that all white. We're going to white up the walls in there. And that'll be the first step. And then we're going to have to install some 2x4s up onto the roof to then put our mobile light rails on. Install all of that, start installing the systems, the lights onto them. And then we're going to have to build the tables that are going to go in there. So we're going to build those tables mobile. So we're going to have some wheels on them. I'm even toying around with, maybe I'll make a fourth table so then we can have like a fourth table vegging. And so we'll do like a rotation in there, maybe. We do want to do that experiment where we're going to compare and contrast the 3 major kind of nutrients in my mind, which would be Green Planet, Remo, and Advance. So we're going to kind of do that compare and contrast on the nutrient systems. That'll be a fun one. So that one we can't stagger. We'll have to obviously start them all at the same time. And that'll come further down the road. But you've never had a ginger girlfriend? That's all right, Einstein. I've never had a ginger girlfriend either. I've been with gingers, but never dated them. It's not me being against gingers, by the way. It just never happened. Yeah, and it's funny, Greens at 373 steel. We had some a really aggressive sprouting. I don't know if any of you watched the sprouting video on those new seeds, but the pink kush and the blueberry indica just blew the fuck up. They were so aggressive with their initial rootlet formation. Like it took like 24 hours of being in the paper towel, and we had like roots like this. It was nuts. Reverend Veritas, that is extremely hilarious. I like it. I see a red door and I want it painted black. Right, Gerald Green Thumb? I think the nutrient comparison is also going to be a lot of fun as well. I'm really, really excited about that. Soul Price says they've got this kind of like mirror type of paint, and it's even in a spray, and they think it's good for. Oh yeah, the only thing that makes me nervous about mirrors or super super reflective stuff is creating hot spots. Right, like we don't want to be creating any hot spots in our room and in our space. That's often why going with a flat white or some hell even a glossy white. Because one thing I probably will do is actually might paint it all down, not only just white, but then use washroom paint in there. So then it's going to actually create a bit of a moisture seal in there. What I'm actually thinking is that would be a smart decision. We're going to be painting all of our tables with very similar paint to kind of seal and lock those tables in so there's no seepage. I love Tilk, man. Tilk was my favorite character on Stargate, man. Wake and Bake now says I'm doing a time lapse for my hash plan clones, man. I'll drop a link in the Discord. Hell yeah, do it. I can't wait to see it. I like time lapses. They're fun. Right? Buds and Hazard were like that was the thing. Like back in the day, like I used to use General Hydroponics before they got bought out by the devil. So then but like I just restocked on my newts right when they got bought out. I was like, oh my god, now I gotta fucking use all this crap before I can go buy something else. Because don't waste money, right? 1 second here, everybody. I'm just reading everyone's messages. Hell yeah, I love Stevie Ray Vaughan myself, Einstein. I also am a fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan. Hey, thank you very much, Jersey Born Roman Genetics. It is slowly but surely coming together. It's all been a major headache. It's done my head in. Um, the last 3 or 4 months for us here at Potsquatch Growers, between trying to sell the house, finding a new house, getting everything going, keeping the channel somehow going without plants, it has been rough. I'll tell you. Not to mention, I just miss plants, and like it was hard doing a show about weed without any actual plants going. Like I kind of just felt like a doorknob half the time. But we're almost out. We're almost free. 1 second here. Damn, Buds and Hazard. Well, that's a lot of stuff to work with then, buddy. Ganjanani, your mama. Great question. How many times have I watered the seedlings? So, when I did the initial planting of them, like you saw in the video, I mean, I plant them, and the soil itself was already moist. It was still moist from us doing the soil pasteurization video. And then I just put a little bit of water on top of that. So, I've probably given them water 2 times since planting. I don't water too much, just a little bit at first. The last watering was a little bit heavier. But again, you don't want to drown out your seedlings, right? So I mean, the first couple of weeks of life, they don't need tons of water. But again, at the end of the day, don't let them go super dry and leave them that way for a while either, because you got to remember, we got all those little fibers that were on those sprouts that are now starting to develop into our actual central root system in our little solo cups there. You know what I'm saying? Ha! Stony Baker MD, I disagree. More plants. Uh, Wait, more plants, buds. Do you mean more plants, more bud? I actually disagree. I can grow with 1 or 2 plants as much as someone would grow with 10. It's all about how you train them and veg them out and take your time. More light and more roots, more fruits. Soul Price said, dude, I know this. Oh, okay. I guess that means YouTuber. He goes live like you do, but on the weekends he streams his live gameplay. Not plants nor shit, just like him in a chair, chilling, talking, and he makes it work, and he's not as likable. Laugh my ass off. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to see me trying to play a new age video game. I mean, it's just not going to be good. I grew up playing original Nintendo. So, at the end of the day, Uncle Potsquatch ain't no gamer. I mean, I try occasionally, but, I do that in private because, people would laugh. Dankness Genetics, you're angry today. I'm angry? I'm not angry. Are you angry? Give us some world anti-prohibition rhetoric. You want me to rant about something? Okay, well, you got to, normally for the best rants out of me, you got to trigger it somehow. So you got to get a little more specific on that. Oh, man. I'm trying to learn how to play modern gaming now, my friends, but I don't think it'll be something I would ever personally release publicly. It's like, yeah, who wants to watch someone die a lot? Like, oh, right, let's watch this guy. But I am really excited though for the new using Streamlabs. Right, it's going to give us the ability to actually open up for certain types of sponsorship. So I'm actually going to be trying to get Budweiser to sponsor the show. I'm going to be trying to get a bunch of the whiskey companies that I like to sponsor the show. And we're going to be able to do fun things like sharing content during the show. So I can share pictures, I can share videos, I can bring other people into the show. We're going to have multiple camera angles and have that all set up. And then I'm going to be able to like live mix the show. Like I said, it might be a little rough at first while I'm trying to learn how to use the bloody thing. But it doesn't seem to be rocket science. And like some of my buddies who are also online professional gamers, they make good money, but they're not necessarily the smartest people. And I don't mean that at them in a mean way. You know who you are. But it's like if they can figure out how to use this stupid program, then I should be able to too, I think. But yeah. Yeah, no, Stony Baker MD. I really want to try to get sponsored by Budweiser. Who knows? Maybe we can do a collab one day and put weed in Budweiser. Hell yeah. Oh, Roman Reckless, though, we had the Squatch ranting on autos too many times. I almost feel like that one's just so redundant now. You know? I feel that one's just so redundant to watch me flip out about. Because I've done it so many times. But one of the good things though, and other types of content. So let's go over sort of some of the weekly content you have to look forward to at the new lab. So obviously you're going to have weekly update videos every single week of the perpetual going flowering room. You're going to have updates on any and all experiments that we're doing at the time. We'll do some, obviously we'll have weekly updates on the vegging plants as well. There's going to be still the two shows. Do I roll my own cigarettes? No, not typically. I'm actually probably going to switch back to smoking my pipe again. Most of the years I've smoked, actually, I've smoked for a long time. I started very early on. Probably going to switch back to smoking pipe tobacco in my pipe, though. Be a grumpy old man and accept it. But what was I talking about before the pipe shit? New content, right? Okay, so we're gonna have the two live stream shows still every week, which will be both sort of a Q&A hangout time. I'd also like to maybe one time a month we'll have a show where if there's any of the fellow Potsquatches at home that'd like to come on the show and say hi to everybody and share what they're doing and share, like we could totally do that. And we're going to have one monthly show where Brett's actually going to come on the show and we're going to talk about sort of lights and other things like that. So that's going to be really exciting, I think. I'm really looking forward to that one because at the end of the day, where I can answer some of your questions in terms of lighting tech and developments, etc., at the end of the day, Brett knows even more than I, so that will be great, I think, for everyone at home, and that'll be fun. Plus, it'll put a face to my cohort in crime, as it were, building lights. So nice, Typhoid. How you feeling after that second shot, buddy? And Greens at 373 Steel, you said, what are my thoughts on using Great White, Orca, or Recharge? Basically, beneficial microbials being added in are a good thing. Do I have any specific products that I prefer? No. I have been curious about the Great White product. I'd love to try it. I believe it comes out of California. I was very impressed with some of the pictures on their Instagram in terms of their root system development. So I'd be curious to try Great White or the Great White Shark, whatever the hell it's called. It looks cool. I was impressed by the pictures on their Insta. Let's see if it plays true in reality, or are they just being fake like most of social media? Who knows? We'll find out. But I am totally for it. At the end of the day, I do think that some of those products are a little overpriced, in my humble 2 cents, and they charge too much. But, that's just, I think that about a lot of things. Roman's just like, really want to watch me go off. He's like, let's talk about feminized shit. Again, that's another one I fucking gone off a lot about too. Count Dankula, what's your opinion on gibberellins? I'd have to know what the hell a gibberellin was first to have an opinion, I think. Old and dazed. Well, we're gonna have to go fully legal in Canada to sell seeds. Plus, we're gonna have to spend time developing them. So I'm not necessarily worried about the development part. I mean, it's gonna be a lifelong work to get super stable stuff for everybody. But we could probably bring some F1, F2, F3s to market fairly quickly for some at least initial launch genetics. But the trick for us is I got to pay for everything. It's going to cost me well over $1 million to go legal. So basically, I'm going to have to buy a farm. Okay. I'm going to have to build. I'm going to have to renovate. I'm going to have to apply for all licensing. Every single license that I'm going to put on the facility has to be applied for separately and paid for. Each license alone is going to cost me $40,000 to $100,000. So basically, let's be honest, it's going to cost Uncle Potsquatch about $1.5 million to truly make our genetics brand sing. We are choosing to go fully legal. That will give us legal ability as countries go legal and open up that we can export all over the world. Almost no genetics company in the world right now is actually legal. It doesn't matter if you're state level legal or it's a gray zone where you are. You're not legal. They're coming after you. Either go legal or get the fuck out because that's what's going to happen. They just took out a number of months ago most of the Spanish genetics companies. Spain got like in the span of a week raided everybody. So that's what we're working towards. So it will take time. One, both to develop genetics and actually build something that we're proud of to release to people. Two, well, it's going to cost me a lot of money to get this up and running. So at the end of the day, we're on the verge, though, of landing some very large contracts for our CBD line. There's a very good chance you will be seeing our products, at least online, with Walmart and Target very soon. We're also going after CVS in the States. And in terms of Canada, we'll at least be able to get our beard oil coming in. So we're going to try to get that into London Drugs and Shoppers Drug Mart. So my plan is to make those puppies sing and get those big contracts, because if we can actually be successful in those spaces or those arenas, that will provide all required monies for us to bring the genetics brand and a hell of a lot more to fruition for everybody. So it's all about making smart decisions, one step at a time. We as a company are rolling a lot of balls forward all at once, but we're getting there. We're getting really close. And the fact is once those CBD lines get picked up and we start moving things through the big chain stores, I'll even have the money to start hiring some people to help me do what I need to do. One thing I'm really looking forward to is being able to hire a bookkeeper. I hate doing books. Oh, my dirt went out. My dirt went out, everybody. My dirt went out. Roman Reckless. Well, I do believe what Manitoba's done is they've basically made it almost impossible for anyone who rents to do it. Is that not the correct choice? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the provincial law, the province doesn't have an ability to overturn a federal law in terms of your right that way. But what they can do is they can make it such that they can side with renter or landlords, not the rentees, and try to force you to basically be able to knock rows. So yes, I am aware that Manitoba and a number of places in Canada made it really, really, really hard for people to actually empower themselves that way. But again, baby steps, we're moving forward, right? Like, I mean, a lot of that's the problem with how legalization, or pretend legalization, as I like to call it, rolled out in Canada, is that the federal government left it open to where both provincial has a say and municipal has a say. So what does that mean? Well, it means you've got a patchwork of different laws and different rules to Canadians. So Canadians aren't equal in terms of the legality of it. And they're very different realities, left, right, center, up and down. And it's not smart. But, Gerald Green Thumb, don't tell me what to do. I know you're saying it out of love. But, I mean, I'll probably stop smoking cigarettes really soon and switch back to smoking my pipe at the end of the day. I'm not a fan of DWC systems overall too much myself either. I find them just too finicky. I mean, I've done it all over the years. I just keep coming back to wanting to play in dirt. Maybe I'm a dirty boy, who knows? But I keep coming back full circle to always wanting to go back to dirt, everybody. Right, paper scratcher? I mean, I've never played with it. I have some friends down in the States and other parts of Canada that use Great White. I'm really impressed with some of the pictures I've at least seen on their Instagram page. So I'm intrigued to try it out. If you're talking to me, Count Dankula, thank you. You'll make me blush. That's awesome, Bunsen Hazard. Maybe send me a link to the show so I can watch it. That'd be sweet. See, living soil and solventless extracts. I'm completely against feminized seed. That is one thing you'll almost never see at our genetics company. Like we will release occasional feminized versions of things for people, I guess, if we have to. But I hate feminized seed. I hate that it's become the norm in the industry. It is destroying cannabis. It is destroying genetic integrity, and it's destroying weed for future generations. We need to get back to just doing regular seeds. Forced feminization in order to create a fem seed is a like final emergency plan for survival blocked into the plant. Okay. It should not be depended on to be the main go-to to produce your genetic bank for the world. Okay. It's been about 10 or 15 years now where pretty much everything under the sun seems to be feminized now. And that's why everything foxtails now. That's why we have genetics that just are crap now. Like, and everyone has this obsession with high THC levels. It's destroying weed. There's over 468 psychoactive cannabinoids, chemicals, flavonoids, terpenes, blah, 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 in marijuana. There's a lot more going on than just tetrahydrocannabinol. Okay. And so at the end of the day, I'd like to try to get pot and genetics in general back on track to being sustainable, reliable, affordable, and also building stuff that when it's infused to the world and people at home who are breeding their own genetics are actually going to be breeding something more stable and better. Right now, if we're not careful, 10, 20 years from now, pot will be fucked completely. So this is where we need to kind of get back on track and start doing things properly again, properly stabilizing genetics, properly taking the time to create real strains. Stop just crossing F1s with F1s with F1s of different things all the bloody fucking time. Stop introducing feminization as the number one thing. Plus, stop ripping people off in terms of what we're charging them for genetics. So yeah, I've got a few ideas and a few plans for our business plan or our methodology that we'll be approaching our genetics brand with. Well, that's the funny thing, Dangus Genetics, right? Like the UK is the largest, or at least they used to be, the largest producer of legal cannabis in the world. I don't know if they still are. I don't think they probably are still. But there was a point in time, at least, and that was just a couple of years ago, where they were. And yet it's so illegal for their people. I've never understood it. No, and I feel you, Count Dankula. But I mean, at the end of the day, if your beans are affordable and if you're really worried about males, then do a sex test really early on in their life cycle and then go back. But feminization is not something we should come to depend on like we have. It is destroying wheat. One second here, everybody. Just playing catch up. What are you talking about, Chef Life 420? One second here, everybody. I'm playing catch up now. What's up, the coffee growers? How you doing? I mean, Canada's great, and there's a lot of good things to Canada. We totally fucked up legalization, though. It's more illegal now under legalization than it was before. Um, it's pretty fucked. If you guys want an interesting video, it's an old one. It's over 3 years old. Go back on my channel or search Bill C-45 and legalization of cannabis in Canada or something like that. But it's my video. You'll see me standing in Vancouver at the apartment there, sort of looking over the city, ranting and raving and going through Bill C-45 and talking about some of the stupid points of it. One, it's a very entertaining video. I think it's extremely funny in my humble 2 cents. But you'll be able to see some of the crock that is the laws that got put on the books here in Canada, and it's just fucked. Like, we didn't get a proper legalization in my humble 2 cents. Oh no, Carolyn Greenwood. So, oh, that breaks my heart, Carolyn. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. One second here, everybody. I think I've heard of the Dutch Science brand, but I don't. I've never used them. It's not something I see, typically. Like, I mean, I love my Green Planet line. Huge fan of Green Planet. I've used a lot of different things over the years. I was a G&H guy for a long time before they got bought out by the devil, quote unquote. But Green Planet is my go-to line. I love the Green Planet products, and they've got a very diverse line. They are affordable, and I've never seen anything that flushes out so easily. Like, my plants love it, and also they're a lot more forgiving if you accidentally, inadvertently, almost overfeed, shall we say? Yeah, living soil and solventless extracts, then good luck. We'll destroy weed if we just go FEMS. So that's why my company is not doing FEMS, or we will almost never release FEMS, because we know what we're talking about and we believe in genetic integrity of cannabis and in the future generations of it. I wouldn't dank this genetics. You could do a lot of different things in terms of breeding, and you could do a lot of funny things. But there's a lot of misconceptions on the internet when it comes to breeding. Everyone, I'm just warning you now. That's partly why, like, a lot of, like, I won't even look at a lot of people talking about breeding anymore in videos or shows, because I end up just getting too angry and like throwing my beer at something. All right, one second here, everybody. One second here. Hey, no worries, Chris Barton. Okay, one second here, everybody. I'm just trying to play catch up really quick. Einstein, that's complete bullshit. Anyone who says autoflower is just as strong as any regular strain is just an idiot. Doesn't know what they're talking about. I mean, autos have come a long way in years gone by, but they're still fucking autos. No real grower, professional grower, grows autos unless we're growing an auto for CBD or something like that. James Leach, the size of pot, bare minimum, is typically, I would say, 5 gallons. But I've got a lot of grow friends, though, who like do their full runs to finish in 3 gallons, but that's kind of more their style and how they set it up. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Bloody hell, I'm really far behind. Okay, let me just play catch up here. Do, 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 do. Living soil and solventless, that's because of people not properly breeding. Most genetics in the world right now are complete crap. There's a reason why I'm starting a company. I'm going to try to change that. Einstein, sexing it comes at different points. I mean, some plants will show really early. You can also get really adept at judging pre-flower. Okay, so pre-flower and pre-flower glands can be judged, especially the more you do it, the better you get at it. Okay, so it all depends, though. One second here, everybody. I'm still trying to play catch up. Bye, Ganjanana, if you're leaving. I don't pH Gerald Green Thumb, but my happy place typically with pH, if I were to have one, would be about 6.1 to 6.3. I wholeheartedly agree with you, living soil and solventless extracts. That's why I don't watch the internet anymore. It just makes me angry. Oh, it just makes me angry. Oh, sorry, Ganja, now your mama. Bye, Kermit, then. See you later, Kermit. Einstein's like, okay, Dad. That's funny. One second here, everybody. I'm just going to grab another beer. Some of the F1 crosses, though, that we've created, aka right now I haven't been able to start working on any myself because I'm still trying to, well, we did sell the house, we bought a new place, we're getting ready for the move, and we're kind of working up to that. Hell, while we're here, why don't we show you the new babies too? But Gazzers has been working his duff off, making some initial F1s. So he's got a lot of really funky F1s for us to start working with. Very exciting stuff. So we've got that working on, but here, I'm just turning this light on for a second. I'll turn it back off. They're having a nap right now, but our little babies are doing well. So some of these were planted a few days at, oh, I'll get my finger out of the frame. There we go. So these were planted a few days after, obviously, so they haven't had quite enough time. These ones here were kind of struggling at first, so they're quite small. This one's finally catching up. This is actually one of the blue cheese Afghani crosses. At first, I was like, oh crap, is it dying? It's actually got these cool purple, blue striations on these secondary set of serratids that are coming in to be the first initial trifoliates. So that's kind of nifty. But, you know, not bad for roughly a week since planting the sprouts, eh? Like, some of these ones are getting some nice thick stalks on them. We did have a bit of a stretch just because, one, it took me about an extra day to get the actual light set up. And then it took me a couple hours to remember how the stupid tent parts went together and shit. That pissed me off. But anyway, coming together, the babies for Lab 2, everybody. It's going to be a good time. All right. Okay, that's enough of that. 1 second here, everybody. There we go. All right. Bear with me just a moment here. I'm going to put this back onto our little tripod-y do. There we go. And some of you have been asking about the swag store. Finding a new payment portal for the swag store has kind of taken a back burner over the last couple of months just because I've been trying to, save the company and save everything. So, but now that that's all done, we can kind of get back to that. So I do hope to have a functioning payment portal for our swag store integrated into the website again. Essentially, hopefully in the first couple of weeks of the move. We're working on it. Might take a bit of time, but we're working on it. So, there we go. All right. Just a moment here, everybody. Okay. Okay. There we go. And we're back. Yeah, and at the end of the day, Brandon, I mean, if you're someone who likes autos, like, that's okay. Just because I'm a curmudgeon doesn't mean you gotta listen to me. I just have my own personal feelings towards them, and I'm not a fan of autos, but I know a lot of people at home like to grow autos. There's a lot of auto people out there, and that's fine. I mean, in acknowledgement and in lieu of that, I'm even going to do the odd auto once in a while for everybody, just to give you some diversified content. I may swear at it, but we'll see what happens. Peace out, Stony Baker MD. Keep it real, buddy. Ooh, Gonjanana, your mama. You're smart. Don't make it an actual link, and then they can't fucking take it away so people can copy and paste it. You're a smart woman. I like it. Good thinking, Gonjanana. Hey, yo. Oh, fuck, they still deleted it. Cocksuckers. Well, I thought that was a great idea. I thought it would work, Ganjan, on your mama, but they still deleted it. Bastards. Right? Exactly, Gerald Green Thumb. 100% true. Yeah, so Key of the Avyard, from what we can tell, all links, when we share them, have about 30 seconds for you to click them. And then after that, you can't. Ganjanana, your ma, try this. Try putting spaces between everything. And so try putting potsquatchsales.com, but put a space between Potsquatch Sales, take away the period, take away the HTTPS, put www space potsquatchsales space com. Let's see what they do with that. Let's just fuck with them. Let's see what they do. Let's see how smart their robot algorithm is. Oh, man. Or also, Ganjanana, your mama, I got an idea too. Even though our website, the payment portal doesn't work right now, try putting in PotsquatchGrowers.com. Because technically, I've embedded a Google tag into our website's coding that it's supposed to be allowed on my channel. So let's see if they hit that one. So, Ganjana, your mama, try www.potsquatchgrowers.com. Let's see what they do with that one, because that's got an embedded code for Google in it, and it's supposed to not be like hell. I've got to integrate it into my fucking YouTube page. Okay, so I think if we delete that period and just use the spaces, it might work, Ganjanana. It might not, though. We're having fun with them now. I'm sorry, everybody. We're just playing. And the fact that YouTube keeps deleting my links, it's stupid. They're my company's links. Go fuck yourself. Okay. So they deleted that one. Ganjanana, put potsquatchgrowers.com. Yeah, let's see if they get that one, because it's supposed to work. Like, I've even got stuff pegged into it, so it's supposed to work. So thank you, Ganja. We're having fun testing YouTube's algorithm. Fuck, and they deleted that one too. See, now that makes me mad, because at the end of the day, that I own that fucking website. They have no business deleting my thing. I'm registered in the YouTube Partner Program. I'm a formal fucking corporation. No, it's no, but fuck them. I don't give a shit. They can fucking watch all they want. I'm a formal fucking legal company in Canada. They have no fucking business shutting down my company doing business. We don't break the law. We don't do anything illegal. YouTube can go suck a fat fucking dick. YouTube, get over yourself. Yeah, let's see if they delete their own link. Like, I mean, half the part of having moderators is so they can share certain things. But I do think at the end of the day, Streamlabs is going to help fix this. It'll get us around the YouTube stupid. Because I have read that basically going with Streamlabs gets you around a lot of stuff. And it'll also protect us. It'll also protect us as well. So, for example, like any revenue I might make, a little bit of revenue from this, right? Whether it's a membership fee or whether it's ad revenue, they take a huge chunk of it. Part of why we've never done the super chats with, like, you know, the tip function on here is because they take like 30 or 40% of that. But if I use Streamlabs, they can't take any of it because the payment isn't processed via them. It's processed via my Streamlabs, so it will protect us at least from that. That's all right. We'll keep fighting them, Dankness Genetics. Or one day when I'm Oprah rich, we'll just build our own YouTube and tell them to suck it. Yeah, they got you again, guys. Motherfuckers. No, they did, Soul Price. It just took them a little bit longer. They even deleted their own website. Soul Price, GrowTube blows. I technically have an account on GrowTube. I checked it out. They did not put the appropriate amount of work or money into actually making it a worthwhile platform. That's why I've never really used it. GrowTube blows. And at the end of the day, one of the ideas I've always been sort of playing around with is I won't start just like a grow platform, okay? I want to start something like YouTube that can have tons of different things on it. Do you know what I mean? And allow it for the people, right? Like, there's got to be ways for it. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So they do this new move, then we got to come up with what we're going to do back. But I mean, if YouTube's not careful, they're going to shoot themselves in the fucking foot. This is the first time we've seen this. It's just started today, everybody. No, Edward Evans. They've got an algorithm. So the algorithm, from what we can tell, like in terms of YouTube and in terms of Google in general, like has gotten really aggressive. One thing I've been noticing on our videos, like when I upload a video, it deletes my views. So it's like I'll go on and it'll be like 40 minutes up and it'll be like 150 views. Then I refresh it and it's like 141 views. So like they're all openly deleting views now because they deem it's we're protecting our things from spam or bots or this or that. No, you're not. Like these are real people watching my shit. There's no way that there's 200 bots watching my show or watching my video in the first fucking 6 hours. I don't believe that for a fucking second. So at the end of the day, I don't know. It just feels like they're trying to slow down the growth, right? Like the algorithm targets us. It's removing likes. It's removing views. I mean, one of the first things they started doing a long time ago was people who are subscribed to me here. It's turning off your notification bells for our stuff, and it's just fucked. And yeah, exactly, Roman Reckless. Even when we type it like that, that's what we've been playing around with. Even when we don't, even when it's not even a link, they're deleting it. I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube, but they better get their ass in gear. They can't be doing this though, right? Like, I mean, they're about to alienate every single YouTuber who has a swag store, a tech brand, any form of brand, anything. Like, they're about to fucking alienate everyone on their platform. If you don't have content creators creating content, your platform is useless. YouTube, fuck off. Get with the times. Stop attacking us. Get with the times. Jesus F. Christ. I mean, I lose subs sometimes too. I don't know if they're deleting subs. I've often just chalked that up to, some people decide they don't want to watch my ass, and that's fine. Totally fine. I'm still going up, anywhere from 130 to 250 every 28 days, usually. At least right now. It's usually a lot higher than that, but, when we got plants going, it's kind of more relevant. But the fact is, they are openly deleting views. I know they're doing that because I've watched them do it on my videos. I've been watching it like a hawk. They never used to do that. It never used to happen. But recently, I've noticed, like when we did the, yeah, I'm just gonna start fucking holding up the links written down on a piece of paper for everybody or some shit. YouTube can go fucking rotate. But at the end of the day, they are openly doing it now. Like they never used to do that though. Like it is really, really strange. No, don't worry, Dagnus Genetics. The closest to a weed bonsai you're going to see is me building a space tin, which will have one plant in it, but not a bonsai plant. It still has a goal of producing at least, our goal is to hit at least 2 to 4 ounces on the damn thing. So don't worry about that. I'm not a bonsai guy. I mean, I'd like to do one just for fun, because I've never tried to do an actual proper pot bonsai. I think that could be a fun experiment just to make it cute. But no, don't worry. That's not really my jam, buddy. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I mean, that's the hard thing with YouTube and Google is there's not really like an easy way for us as content creators and partners in the YouTube partner program to like complain about anything. We can't message them, we can't bitch, we can't raise a formal protest. It's like they just don't give a shit. And it's like at the end of the day though, like if they're not careful, you're gonna see an en masse movement away from YouTube as a content platform. A lot of the ones that have tried to detract from YouTube didn't work because they sucked. GrowTube is a great example of that. I tried them out and was not impressed. That's why I never uploaded again there on, right? But YouTube needs to stop this, or else there will eventually be something else. And at the end of the day, for example, yes, is pot still technically illegal in certain countries? Yes. Freedom of knowledge, baby. And nothing I'm doing in Canada is illegal. Nothing is illegal about anything we do. So it's like at the end of the day, you don't have a right to stop my company from releasing educational content. If you really want to bar countries where it's illegal, that's your prerogative. But then people just get a VPN and watch it anyway. So, like, I don't know. Fucking stupid, all of it, though. There you go. You got your rant, everybody. Not currently, really, Stony, but I mean, it's like that's the thing, right? Like, I don't have the money. I don't have the money right now to start something, but I would if I could, right? Like, what? YouTube's playing with fire, man. Don't play God too much or people will revolt. Like, the fact is like, this is where it's contradictory and it doesn't make any sense. So YouTube, we had to appeal to YouTube in order to be able to join the YouTube partnership program. Okay, so we did. They accepted it. So they granted us allowance. We get paid out from Google LLC from our ad revenue. It's usually like $108 a month. But at the end of the day, like, why accept us into YouTube? Why accept us into business partnership if you're just going to victimize us by deleting views, by deleting subs, by deleting follow things, by doing all this crap, by then saying we can't share the links from our companies now? Excuse me, big brother, go fuck yourself. Because we'll go find another way to do this. Hell, even if I gotta fucking, start my own fucking shit one day, I'll do it. You're pissing off the wrong dude, YouTube. I know you're considerably bigger than Mars Hydro, but I don't give a shit. I like a good underdog fight. I agree, Soul Price, or at least I'd like to think that that would be the methodology behind it, right? I think what YouTube may have done inadvertently is the way they've programmed their bots and the algorithms and the commands are hitting the wrong things, right? So they're going to have to actually reprogram these automatic things that are monitoring everything in order to stop alienating people. Or they could decide they don't give a fuck. Huh. Which, let's be fair, there's probably a decent chance of that actually happening. Okay? But at the end of the day, like, they're going to see a mass migration away from the platform. There's already been a huge amount of people leaving the platform. Some of them have come back, but it's just like, YouTube, what are you doing? Like, either we're friends, either we're partners, either we're working together, or we're not. Hello? Well, I don't know if we should go back to, the whole pillaging motif, but, I hear you, though. I definitely hear you. Dankness genetics. We just got to power everything down and make sure we're not running power through anything. Once it's gone, we can then boot it back up after the electromagnetism has fucking wreaked havoc on the world. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Here's my hope. I hope YouTube, if you're listening, come on now, okay? At the end of the day, like, we want to work with you here. We're still trying to be using your platform. Accept us. Just do it. We're not your enemy, but we will become such if you keep doing this crap. Right? It was a present from my wife. We call them toques. We don't call them beanies. In Canada, we call it a toque. I'll have to look it up then, Dagnus. I thought you were just talking about. Yeah, well, I'm not really worried about transformers or anything that's powered up blowing up. I mean, I'm going to be on independent power eventually soon enough, so. Our goal is that when we go to our farm, eventually it's going to be fully independently powered. If there was a solar event, hopefully we'd have a little bit of warning so we could power everything down. Or come up with some form of shielding that'll be able to protect us. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to look it up, Dagnus Genetics. But, shit happens. Reminds me of the end of the world, the supposed third film in the Simon Pegg Nick Frost trilogy, where basically there's just no power. So kind of like overnight, by the time once we defeat the aliens, like all power's gone. We went back to kind of old school times. Well, good job, Israel. But if they can have it, I can install it myself on my own property. That's right. That'd be a scary world when Uncle Potsquatch becomes Oprah rich. He'll start doing a bunch of stuff. Now I have the FBI up my ass. Well, that's just sad if the FBI was up my ass. They're off. Like, FBI, if they were, I mean, my God, how sad has the world come that you have to look at my ass? That's just pathetic. Yeah, send it individually, like piece by piece. Go like Potsquatch, and then another message with sales, and then like, yeah, who knows? We'll find a way to trick their algorithm, guys. Probably the easiest way would just be to do this. Here, 1 second here, everybody. They heard me. They're coming. Ah! Just joking. There we go. 1 second here, everybody. See if this works. Go here to get your CBD link, everybody. Oh, is it backwards? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I gotta learn to write backwards, everybody. It's potsquatchsales.com, okay? Oh, God damn it. I love it, Eugene Dolan. Oh, it looks okay to you? Okay, so it's just... Okay, so it's only backwards when I see it. So it's backwards for me, but if it's not backwards for you guys, then that's good. There we go. Ha-ha! Take that, technology. I used a pen. Fucking cocksuckers, eh? Oh, man. The world we live in, everybody. What, that? No, that's just a tractor. Well, they haven't shut the feed down yet. Let's see if my pen writing upsets them. Now I gotta remember what the other links are. But for now. Oh, fucking hell, man. The pen is mightier than their algorithm. Right, Paper Scratcher? Oh, man. I'm still here. So. Oh, I love you, Ganjanata, your mama. You're trying to write it backwards. Let's see if their algorithm can speak backwards. Aha! Pig Latin. That's how we defeated YouTube's algorithm. Pig Latin. If we just start doing everything and typing it in Pig Latin, everybody, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm seriously, like, I want to see if they delete this now. Still there. Ganjanata, your mama. I think you just defeated them. Still there. Ha-ha! Go Ganjanama. Go Ganjanana. Oh, man. Very smart. I agree, Edward Evans. I'm extremely excited about the new lab myself as well. It'll be nice to get back to doing what we do and to be owning the land that I'm doing it on, not just the house, and nobody can come tell me what the fuck to do. So I'm very excited about that and looking forward to it as well. Now we just got to type all of our links backwards and copy and paste it that way, and they won't catch on. Take that, algorithm. Suck my dick, you digital bastard. Is it still there? You were defeated. Take that, YouTube. Okay, so everybody tell all your friends. Just write your links backwards. And if that stops working, write it in Pig Latin, which is where we take the first letter, put it on the end, and add an A. If they overcome our backwards attack, then we'll go Pig Latin. First letter on the N, add an A. Let's see them fucking get that one now. And if they eventually defeat that, then we'll come up with our own cipher. We won't release it publicly on the YouTube, but let all of you know somehow in another way. And then we're good to go. Actually, we could probably just write like a basic little app that like is programmed specifically for our community, and then you just take, copy and paste anything you put in, and then you put it into this app, and then it'll read you back the normal writing. Mm-hmm. Let it be known that stoners are creative people. It won't keep us down. No, no. So we've got two technologies. Pen and write it backwards. And if that doesn't work, we'll attack with Pig Latin. And if that doesn't work, well then on to the cipher. Ganjanana, your mama. Gold star, you brilliant woman, you. Gold star. Gold star. Take that, YouTube. Your billions of dollars couldn't defeat my friend Ganjanana, your mama. Yeah, I'm going to start Googling this after the show. I'm going to see what Google says about their inability to let us post links anymore on our shit. Super stupid. It's still there. Ganjanana, your mama, you have defeated the computers. Good job. I'm proud of you. They'll probably delete that one as my guess, Soul Prize. That one's going to be deleted. But if we write that backwards, then... Dagnus Genetics. I got to do a little research, but I'll figure out how to beat that one, too. Where there's a will, there's a way. Or else we'll be dead, but, you know. Right, Sean Parker? Exactly. PSGI, man. PSGI. Hello. And shit happens. Yeah, I'll just wrap tinfoil around everything, Dagnus Genetics. That's how I'll survive. Oh, YouTube, you stupid cocksucker. Just leave us alone. Fuck. God, I love you, Ganjanana, here, Mama. The fact that that one worked, and I was like, ha-ha! I don't know. Tesla's made a lot of things. Dang this. I'm not sure which one. Well, though, that's the thing. All we got to do is just practice doing things backwards, everybody. And if we can practice going backwards, then we'll be okay. Hey, Soul Price, how did you do whatever you did? Your link that you shared is still there. How did yours not get deleted? And now it's... PotsquatchSales.com is still there too. Oh wait, you just did Pot, but still, that shouldn't change anything. Because you didn't change anything on Soulstrip though. And that one's still working now. Huh. Maybe they heard us bitching. Maybe we convinced them with our show. Well, maybe they were intimidated by Ganjanana Mama going backwards. Hey, and they just said, oh, nah, man. Nah, we're just not going to try anymore. Screw it. Cancel the whole thing. Pull the plug. The stoners figured it out. They're too smart for us. Or maybe we fried the bot. That's right. Everybody just spam it with links. We'll try to overwhelm the robot. Hell, if this goes away, everybody, I think we just witnessed us winning, you know. Don't worry, Einstein. We will get there. We will fight for the people. We always have, always will. That's never going to change. Ooh, good trick. Okay, so you're blending a bunch of links together now. Let's see if it likes that. Take that, digital dickhead. We have you. Let our fellow peoples know. You can spam and overwhelm the bots, and if it doesn't work, go backwards. You may have calculating processing power, digital robots, but we are stoners. Not a COVID passport. I mean, but like, okay, the thing about the COVID thing and the vaccine and shit, I don't give a shit about that for travel. There's a lot of countries I gotta have certain vaccines or certain things for to travel. I don't give a shit. Fuck up. Not worried about it. I'm gonna sweat the big stuff. That's not something I'm overly worried about. But not a formal COVID passport or anything like that. We do have little cards that say we've been vaccinated. But I mean, I get the same thing if I get another vaccine or go get a certain treatment. Doesn't matter. Not important. That's right. We are the champions, everybody. That's right, Eugene Dolan. If we can overload it, we can kill it, it seems. They will not keep us down, everyone. Never! What about for shops? What do you mean, Dagnus Genetics? It's not no, but again, understand what the true definition of fascism is, right? Like, I mean, it's not a fascist reality when you have a real global pandemic happening. I don't think they'll do that of this or that, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, look, COVID's real, okay, whether we like it or not. Is it being abused by certain government powers? Potentially, you know. But at the end of the day, wearing a mask, not a big deal. At the end of the day, if this thing keeps mutating and keeps fucking killing people, maybe vaccines are a good thing, you know. There once was a thing called polio. But at the end of the day, me personally, I'm not overly worried. I'm an international business person. I'm an actor, writer, comedian. In order to go travel internationally to shoot certain things, I'm going to have it. I'm not worried about it. And I feel you, Dagnus Genetics. No, I feel you in general, right? So, like, we do have to keep our eyes open, and we always have to be aware of stuff. But let's not call wolf when it's not necessarily happening. We will have to wait to see how this rolls out. And at the end of the day, the true warrior picks their battles, and the true warrior doesn't just attack. The true warrior takes a moment, thinks, and watches, and then attacks. And at the end of the day, I don't think there's some evil fascism spreading around the world right now in terms of at least the COVID crap. There are some weird fascist realities still very much alive and well in a lot of places in this world. Take a look at China. It's funny, China walks under the banner of being this communist socialist society. They're not. They're a capitalistic oligarchy of control. And I have seen some of the most horrific human rights violations I've ever seen in my times when I was over in China as a guest of the Chinese government. And I'm not either, bro. Oh, bro, I'm not either. I'm too smart for that, but I am paying attention. I am watching very closely, my friend. So at the end of the day, we gotta keep our eyes open and watching. You know what I'm saying? But hell, like when I was over in China, man, I almost got arrested a number of times for my opinions. But luckily, I'm a little bit, or at least at the time, I was a little famous over there. So here's a fun story from Uncle Potsquatch in China. Okay, so it was the anniversary of Mao's death. So I wanted to go down to Tiananmen Square where the funny thing is the Tiananmen Square massacre didn't actually really happen in the square. Most of the massacre actually happened 3 blocks down in front of the Beijing Hotel. Okay, and so basically, I went and stood in line for 3 hours. Okay, and then I walked up to the Memorial of Mao in Tiananmen, and then I held up a sign with the number of students who had been killed in the massacre, and then it said 3 blocks down. I stood there for 12 minutes before they realized what I was doing. And then I had 10 armed guards, fully armed, fully automatic weapons, come up to me and they go, "Excuse me, Mr. Fletchermarsh, could you please leave now?" "All right, gentlemen, I've made my point. Here's my sign. Peace." And I walked out of Tiananmen Square, went to the poor district, and got drunk for the rest of the day. It was a great time. You know, it was funny. When I was leaving China, the whole Canadian delegation for this conference was sitting there in this lawn. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, "Hey, Chris McGarry, no worries, welcome to the show." All of a sudden, though, so I'm sitting in line of like almost 1,000 people trying to go through airport security. So it's going to be at least like an hour, hour and a half to get through this airport security, right? So I'm sitting there in line, minding my own business, waiting to go through security, and a bunch of armed party official guards. Okay, so we're talking like high level Chinese guards with weapons walk up to the security queue and they go, "Excuse me, Mr. Marsh." Well, I said, "It's actually Fletcher Marsh." They're like, "Oh, we're sorry. You don't need to wait in security. It's okay." They pulled me out of the security line and they took me to a bar and bought me a beer. So I just sat there drinking a beer, watching all the other Canadians wait to go through security. So all these, people from the delegation came up to me afterwards. So I was a few beers in at the bar, and they said, "What the fuck was that?" And I said, "I don't know. But I didn't have to go through airport security, and they bought me a beer." Either the Chinese government is fearful of me, or they really wanted me out of the country that bad. They're like, "We don't even need to check this asshole. Buy him a beer, get him out of the line, just get him the fuck out of our country." Oh, it was a good time. It was interesting though, being in China. Part of why a lot of you will probably sit there, "Why the fuck was this hairy asshole part of the Canadian delegation of the first Spirit of Bethune conference?" Well, I'll tell you why. A number of years ago, I mean, this movie still may be made at some point, who knows? But I was supposed to star in this movie or starting this movie making. No, I was supposed to star in this movie that was being made about Dr. Henry Norman Bethune, one of the greatest Canadians to ever live that nobody knows about because he was a communist. We got written out of a lot of our history books, and a lot of Canadians have no fucking clue who he is. He's responsible for perfecting the first mobile blood transfusion technologies, and he invented over 168 medical implements that, in some form or fashion, often are still used in surgeries today. He was technically a better inventor for surgery tools than he was an actual surgeon. He made a few mistakes. Take a look at some of the things that happened during the Spanish Civil War. He was over there doing that one. But he is actually, as a Canadian, sort of responsible for a big part of why modern day China even exists. So he was a communist, and so he went over there, and this was before Mao became a genocidal dictator, because young Mao wasn't necessarily a horrible guy. He was just trying to fight and empower his people and stand up for the people. That was the legitimate origin story on that one. Okay, Mao wasn't always an asshole. He just got corrupted. But so he went over to support the 8th Route Army in the Second Sino-Japanese War. And brought modern medicine to China and trained the first modern medicine Chinese doctors. Had a little hospital. It was built out of like weird boulders and shit in this tiny village. And I was actually there. I've been to the hospital. I've been there. I've given speeches at the hospital. I've given speeches to the PLA. I've been at private dinners with the leaders of their military. And, it was an interesting experience, right? But I gave this one speech that was very risky. I went to the PLA, which is it's where they train their, oh wait, I didn't finish why the fuck I was there. So long story short, I was supposed to play Henry Norman Bethune, who by and large is kind of this big symbolic thing for the Chinese. It used to be. A lot of the younger generations of China don't even know who the fuck this guy is, either. Yeah, that's fair. Most Canadians don't either. But, and at the end of the day, he became this kind of symbol because by and large China's religiousless, right? So he kind of became this symbol of what it meant to be a good person, really, to the sort of the earlier generations of the Chinese. And so anyway, I was over there giving all these speeches because I was supposed to play Henry Norman Bethune in this big movie that we're going to be shooting in China and do all this shit. I was on TV, helped raise a couple $1 million to shoot the fucking film, and it never happened. Where'd the money go? I don't fucking know, but we tried. But I was over there, and a lot of the people in power heard me speak, and a lot of people in power in China are convinced that I am the reincarnation of Dr. Henry Norman Bethune from Canada. He was born in Gravenhurst. I was born in Burlington. Very similarly close places. I don't know. According to them, just sort of the way I speak and see the world was to them Bethune, right? Fun facts of Henry Norman Bethune on the side, the man behind the image. Fucking drank like a motherfucker, loved drinking, chain smoked like a motherfucker too, and he loved the ladies. So he was a whore, and he liked to drink and liked to smoke. But yeah, that was sort of the story behind that one. But it was an interesting experience in my life. I went and did that a few months after my surgery for cancer. Okay, let's get back to the weed. People are talking about weed stuff, and I'm just going off about China. It's funny. I should read. Edward Evans says, I put seeds in a tray with peat moss, and it's been like 5 days, and one sour diesel broke ground fast. Nice. The others haven't. How long before they should on a heating pad? I usually use the paper towel method. Uh, Edward Evans, I always would say do the soak, then paper towel. Pre-soaking for 48 hours is the best way to make sure sufficient H2O has saturated the genetic material within inside of your seed to then trigger cellular replication to create your rootlets, thus cracking the seed, thus giving life to the baby. Okay. It could be hit or miss. Could take a couple weeks in terms of putting into a peat moss melon, but also it just may never happen. Part of why we do pre-germination to as opposed to just planting seeds and hoping for the best is then we have guaranteed germination sprouts, and then we have guaranteed plants. Okay, so at the end of the day, that would just be my fucking thing, right? Like so. Yeah, and soul price, like I've had seeds take 2 or 3 weeks to pop, but then they'll pop. I've even seen seeds that didn't pop, threw them out, and eventually they popped like weeks later somehow. Like it was just fucked. So it can take a long time, but you know. Well, thank you, Soul Price. You do. Soul Price, you're always killing it. You too, Ganjanana, your mama. Both of you have been working hard to defeat the computers on my behalf. And Soul Price, you're always just, killing it. And so are you, Ganjanana. Both of you are always just here going hard and going on. And just so, the guys, girls, those of you who stand with me and help me run these shows and try to get things going, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you and say a big thank you. Today's superstars, Ganjanana, your mama, and Soul Price, just killing it. Just killing it in today's show. Soul Price just all up on it, and then the first defeat of the system was Ganjanani your mama typing things backwards, and then Soul Price kept spamming and blending links, and then that seemed to have broken it too. So oh man, guys are killing it. Just a man on a mission, Paper Scratcher. A man on a mission with the odd occasional opinion once or twice, you know. Once or twice. I've had an opinion, maybe. Maybe I've thought something about something at least once or twice. Oh, but the story, though. This is funny. This is a funny story, everybody. So, okay. So, not a fan of heights, right? So, we went on this tour over at the Chinese Writers Foundation. It's like this university over there where, like, if you're a published author, a young author who's published at least one book in the country, you can actually go to university for free to become a better writer. So, they wanted to show us their new building where they're doing both classes, and then they showed us the new building they built for the students, right? So they didn't like. I'm scared shitless of heights. I do not like heights. I'm not a fan. So we go up in this elevator and we walk out, and it's open concept on the inside of this super multi-level building, and I just like, oh, it triggered like this huge anxiety attack for me. But I had to go give a big speech. So I was giving this big public speech at the PLA, which is where they train all their nurses for the army. So there's Uncle Potsquatch and the Canadian delegation sitting there, and there's 5,000 cadets, okay, all women, sitting there. And so they wanted me to give a speech. They wanted the Bethune guy to come up and talk to them. So um, I decided to take a risk. So I gave a speech that I made up on spot, and I talked about what it means to stand in spite of fear. I won't lie to you. I was gently alluding to challenging the party and taking their country back, and they, the people, fucking empowering themselves and taking out the Communist Party of China and taking their country back for themselves. It could have gone really wrong. It could have been horrible. But it worked. And I brought half the room to tears. And even the colonel, the general, and the president of the PLA were crying too. And that took me out to a private dinner that night. I got fucking wasted. I got these pictures of like some of the leaders of their army bowing to me, calling me teacher, and I'm fucking wasted, topless. Like, it's pretty funny. When in China, right? Like, but yeah, what are you gonna do? All right, everybody. Well, it could have been a firing squad. Luckily for me, though, instead, they decided to love me for it. I guess it pays off to be thought to be the reincarnation of essentially their Jesus, you know. Yeah. Anyway, everybody, we've been going a little bit longer than an hour and 45 minutes now. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to get back to packing. I got to get a bunch of other things together and keep working on stuff. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. You're all wonderful. The new lab goes live in just over a week, okay? So stay tuned. Keep it real, okay? You're about to see things, the likes of which we have never done on the channel. We're about to step up our game in a lot of different ways, and I hope that many of you will be quite impressed by what we're about to do, okay? And we're going to have some fun too, everybody. Don't worry. Even though we're getting fancier and we're going to be trying to make more professionally edited and shot videos and all that kind of stuff, it's still going to be fun. It's still going to be zany. It's still going to be me. It's still going to be wonderful and crazy times, okay? So don't worry, everybody. It will change a bit, but it'll still, the basic foundational premise of everything is never going to change. It just might be a little bit easier to watch now. All right, everybody. Keep it real. Keep it sexy. Keep it squelchy. And remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. Word to your mother. Show a little compassion to each other. Don't beat yourself up too hard when we make mistakes. Learn from them. That's how we learn and grow. And, well, I guess Einstein is me so horny. Well, good luck with that, Einstein. The show's over, so you can go have a wank or something. It is, LJB. We're just saying goodbye, buddy. All right. Have a beautiful day, everybody. I love you. Keep it sexy. We'll speak soon. I'll see everybody. Oh, I know we did the show on Saturday last week. We're not going to do it tomorrow because I'm going to go out into the woods and do some 4x4ing with Mrs. Potsquatch friends. So we'll see you, everybody, on Sunday. We're going to do a show on Sunday for everyone. So we'll see you Sunday. We will release the video tomorrow, though, for fun. Just talked about the little sprouts there. It'll be kind of a short video because really, how much can I fucking talk about a seedling? But knowing me, I might be able to go on for a while. All right. Peace and love. Keep it real. Keep it sexy. Keep it squatchy. Peace the fuck out.